Good morning. Welcome to the last day of our division webinar for ICT coordinators. I am Anne-Michelle S. Medina, the ICT coordinator of Tagumpay National High School, to give you a discussion about orchestration of online course. For this session, here are the objectives. First, we will discuss an alternative but flexible way of providing teachers with learning space for knowledge, skills, attitude, and values acquisition. Second, we will illustrate how activities and learning objects that sustains motivation and promotes active learning are organized for flexible learning. And then third, we will evaluate teachers' acceptability of a flexible, structured instruction. To discuss the first objective, we will use Learning Action Cell as our focus. A Learning Action Cell, or LAC, according to DepEd Order Number 35, Series 2016, is a school-based professional development strategy for the improvement of teaching and learning. A Learning Action Cell is also called a community of practice. A community of practice is a group of people who shares concern or passion for something they do and learn how to do it better as they interact regularly, according to Wenger and Trainer in 2015. It is characterized by three components, namely the domain or the identity, the community or interest, and the practice. These are the three characteristics of COP. Okay, number one, it is composed of people who share social relationship. Number two, these are people who exhibit common culture. And then number three, these are people who closely work together towards common goals. DepEd Order Number 35, Series 2016, or its rationale under Section 2, said that empirical studies on professional development program demonstrate that teachers' participation in professional development activities such as LAC have a positive impact on teachers' beliefs and practices, and eventually on students' learning, and in the implementation of educational reform. These are the advantages of LAC. First, teachers are experts. Second, teachers learn best when they are in a collaborative activity. And then third, it is a way to support the implementation of K-12 program. And then number four, learning and professional development is a continuous process. And then number five, LAC is cost-effective. We will anchor objective number 2 using a case study. This is a best practice of Tagumpay National High School. This was conducted last February 2019 with the help of the students from the University of the Philippines Open University, na kung saan ang LAC o ang practice ng LAC ay aming in-improve at ginamitan namin ito ng technology. Hindi naman sa lahat ng pagkakataon ay advantage ang face-to-face setting sa pag-conduct ng LAC. Paano naman yung mga teachers na may conflict sa kanilang schedule? Kunyari, nag-schedule tayo ng Lunes, alas 9, para mag-conduct tayo ng LAC. Paano namang mangyayari na makaka-attend po yung mga teachers na may klase sa oras na yon? Maari ba nating iwan ang ating mga klase? The question is, why LAC online if face-to-face is doable? Kinakailangan din nating sundin ang number ng contact hours between the teacher and the learner in the teaching and learning process. So, paano natin magagawa yon? By lessening activities that are not essential. Another, bakit nga ba online LAC? Technology-based learning is another reason why it should be online. Okay? That is because we can tailor the design of our online LAC according to teachers' needs. Ano ba yung need na yon? Hindi sila maka-attend. Therefore, we can design the instruction that would fit their needs. Another thing is, LAC session supports the idea of lifelong learning. There would be continuous education among teachers. There are determining factors to the success of any ICT-based endeavor. Kagaya nga po ng ating LAC session na gagamitan po natin ng technology. That is according to Bandalaria. So, kinakailangan daw po tayo ay may access at isama rin daw natin dito yung cost ng access na yon. Furthermore, she identified sub-factors. Ano-ano yun? So, physical access to the technology. So, kinakailangan may magagamit yung mga teachers. And then, the prerequisite skills, one needs to use the technology effectively. Bandalaria mentioned the different factors that could affect any ICT endeavor, this time naman po, Tony Bates suggested actions framework to select the appropriate technology. Actions framework stands for access, cost, teaching and learning, interactivity and user-friendliness, organizational issues, novelty, and speed. Sa access, di ba, kung matatandaan po ninyo or kung nagbabasa po kayo ng mga post ng kaklase nyo dun sa classroom, makikita nyo na dun sa interaction, sinabi nila yung access, hindi naman lahat may internet. Hindi naman lahat ay kayang gamitin yung particular technology. So access answers the question, how accessible is a particular technology for the targeted learners? So ang learners namin dito sa case study na ito ay mga teachers, wherein ang teachers po ay nagbabari sa age, sa knowledge, sa skills, and their exposure to ICT. Another thing is the cost. So, gagamit ba kami ng mga applications na medyo babayaran namin pero ito ay magagamit lamang namin for 7 days? Syempre, hindi, di ba? So, kami rin po ba ay gagamit ng mga devices na magkukos po sa amin ng mahal sa pagde-design ng aming online lock? Syempre, hindi rin. Dapat yung cost-effective po. Wala kang gastos, pero na-achieve mo yung mga dapat mong targeted. Okay, next, teaching and learning. So, what kinds of learning are needed? So, we need a particular technology that could handle interaction. Pag may question kami, kayang sagutin ng learner. So, may lalagay nila doon. Pag sinabi naming read, they can read. Pag sinabi naming watch, they can watch. Pag sinabi naming manipulate, they can manipulate. So, possible ba yung mga bagay na yon dun sa technology na aming gagamitin? When we say interactivity and user-friendliness, what kind of interaction does the technology enable? Pwede ba yan sa synchronous? Pwede ba yan sa asynchronous? Okay? Can you see each other? Can you reply to one another? So, yun po yung mga dapat niyang ina-address. Another thing is the organizational issues. If we will borrow the time of the teacher to test the design of this particular improvement in lock, syempre magkakaroon po yan ng conflict ulit. In organizational issues, we have to identify the different barriers that could hinder the implementation of our online lock. Siyempre, isa na dun yung skills. Baka mamaya po ay hindi po sila marunong gumamit ng particular technology. Another thing is yung novelty nung technology na yon at saka yung speed. Sa novelty, gaano ka bago? Gaano yan, baka naman mamaya kung gagamit ka ng mas latest type of technology ay hindi naman nila maintindihan. Another thing is yung speed. If this will be used for teaching and learning, mabilis ba kaming makakapagpalit ng mga activities na gusto naming ibigay sa kanila, makakapagpalit, makakapagdagdag, or makakapag-delete, magbabawas kami ng mga activities. Possible kaya yun sa technology na ating gagamitin? Okay, ano ba yung technology na yon? Yan. Gumamit po kami ng Facebook sa pag-conduct ng aming online lock. Siyempre, yung mga teachers, hindi na po namin siya kinakailangang i-train, marunong na sila niyan. Yan po ay naka-embed lang sa kanilang mga cellphone, di ba? So, no training, no additional training is necessary for them. Okay? Ano pa po? Lahat po kami may Facebook. Lahat po kami makaka-join. Lahat po kami makakakita ng mga activities na meron doon. Possible kay Facebook ang paglalagay ng mga video. Possible kay Facebook ang paglalagay ng mga links. Possible din kay Facebook ang paglalagay ng mga reading materials. Okay? So, ito pong ating platform, ito po yung mga parts niya. So, meron siyang 7 parts. You can use the about section to describe kung ano ba yung tungkol dyan sa online lock na yan. You can also view the discussion. It can also be arranged in units. Meron ding chats, may members, pwede kang mag-enroll ng teachers, no, as your students. And then you can also put events and photos. Okay, ito naman po yung mga iba't ibang unit na aming nilagay, and then description ng session and the type of the files that we use. So meron siyang 1 to 10 no, na topic na aming nilagay. Siyempre, since this employs asynchronous learning at kokonti lamang po yung time namin na mag-usap because we are developing an autonomous learners in our teachers. So, ang ginawa po namin ay nagbigay po kami ng mga lock session guide And then, reason, bakit ba natin kinakandak yung LAC online? And then, sino-sino yung mga magiging resource persons, ano? So, this time, hindi po familiar sa amin yung resource person na aming kinuha. Kumuha po talaga kami ng resource person na magtuturo po sa kanila. At dalawa po yung resource person na yon na nagtuturo sa kanila nung ito ay aming kinandak. And then, meron po silang lesson na ginamit, ano? Meron po silang lesson na pinag-aralan. Gumamit po kami ng open educational resource para po dito. So, we also allow the lesson wherein teachers could express their thoughts. Hindi po ba sa classroom or dun sa ating regular LAC ay meron tayong question and answer portion? So dito meron din. Teachers need to express their thoughts through a discussion forum. And then meron ding mga group activity. Yan. And then bago ka maka-exit, kinakailangan, you have to wrap up all the activities na kinandak. Meron din itong section for announcement. And then syempre kapag ang teacher po ay na-perform yung task, kinakailangan bigyan po namin siya ng badge. Although optional naman po yung pagbibigay na yon. For the last part, meron po kaming space doon for relax-relax. Kasi syempre medyo bago ito sa kanila nung time na yon last year. So binigyan po namin sila ng time na makapag-relax po. Dito pwede nilang pag-usapan kahit ano. At pwede nilang pag-usapan yon gamit po ang Tagalog or ang Filipino bilang dialect. So yun nga, in the conduct of online LAC, ito po yung aming mga basis. So palagi nating isipin na kaya namin ginawa yung online LAC ay because of the separation ng mga teachers due to conflict. Pangalawa, yun nga pong we have to maximize our contact time with our students. So for the framework, balik po tayo doon. 4 po yan. LAC Theoretical Framework, Simonson's Equivalency Theory, Anderson's Community of Inquiry, and syempre yung aming na-develop na Conceptual Framework. So, for the first framework, familiar naman po tayo dito, di ba? So, ito po yung framework ng LAC under DO number 35, series 2016. So, sabi nga natin kanina, binanggit na natin yan. Ito yung COP wherein teachers gather together to share something, to learn something. That is for the improvement of their belief or for the improvement of their practice to eventually affect their students' learning. Okay, another concept that we use, we ground our design on equivalency theory. Ito po naman ay galing po kay Simonson. Si Simonson ay naniniwala na ang distance education ay hindi identical to traditional education, meaning meron siya sarili niyang mga characteristics, pero sila ay equivalent. Okay, tignan niyo po ito, no? Ito raw po yung comparison ng classroom-based at saka ng online. Okay, magkaiba man ng environment, pero yung mga learning activities na ating ilalagay, gaya nga po ng minention ko kanina, ang magbibigay ng parehong experience. Okay? Ano naman yung mga learning experience na yon? So, as a teacher, we all know that. Those learning experiences are the one that promotes learning, which are observed, felt, heard, or done. Tignan po ninyo dito sa picture number 1, di ba traditional learning yan? While picture number 2 promotes innovative type of learning wherein we employ technology. Okay, kasi meron na nga po ngayong Facebook, meron ding YouTube, wherein pwede tayong maglagay ng mga video, pwede tayong mag-incorporate ng mga link galing po sa mga Instagram. Ganyan, we can use other sources such as different books, ganyan, Google, for the reading materials, ayan po. So, i-compare po natin yung classroom-based LAC at online LAC on Simonson's equivalency theory. So, ito po, sa classroom at sa learner, tingnan natin, wala naman siyang pinagkaiba sa classroom. Kapag po regular LAC, dito sa picture number 1, doon ka sa physical classroom. Kapag online, doon ka sa e-classroom. So, sa learner naman, pareho lang din. Teacher as our learner. Dito naman sa picture number 2, teacher as our learner din. Okay, as to the mode of instruction, dun sa picture number 1, yung ating usual na face-to-face LAC, nag-employ ito ng face-to-face learning or yung tinatawag nating synchronous physically. Kasi di ba usually ganyan naman natin talaga kinakandakan LAC. So dito naman sa number 2, self-directed learning naman ang ating ina-apply through a synchronous type of learning. Sa composition ng lock, ayan, kitang-kita nyo naman, wala naman pong pinagkaiba kasi po dun sa DepEd Order number 35, Series 2016 po, ay meron po siyang framework na sinusunod. At dito po, in-identify niya kung sino-sino yung mga dapat maging members ng lock. So, yun naman din po ay pwede po nating i-apply online. So, meron tayong lock leader, facilitator, documenter, and then yung mga participants natin, yung mga teachers, as well as our resource person. And then as to learning materials, kung sa regular lock po natin ginagawa yan, syempre yung mga bagay po na physical nating nahawakan. Dito naman po sa ating online lock, syempre with the use of digital tools. As to needs-based assessment, ayan. Dito po sa ating physical, we have learner determined. Doon naman po sa ating non-autonomous naman, ito po ay teacher determined. Kasi po, ito po pumapasok na meron po tayong mga course designers na kasama o katulong. Meron din tayong mga media expert wherein we analyzed or they analyzed the results of IPPD o yung tinatawag nating individual plan for professional development. Sa facilitation of learning, meron pong collaborative activity na ibinibigay sa ating face-to-face form of lock. Meron din naman po sa online. Ayun, yun nga lang po, ang nagde-design po nito ay yung mga subject matter expert, media expert, at saka yung instructional instructional expert or designer, instructional designer natin. So sila po ang nagde-design niyan, okay? Sa wherein dun sa face-to-face, yung teacher po o yung lock leader na in charge ang nagde-design po or nagfa-facilitate. Okay, sa output, wala naman din pong pinagkaiba. Doon sa face-to-face, pwede tayong humingi ng output sa kanila as part of the future plan. Dito rin naman po sa online, ganun din po as the evidences of learning. So in the use of appropriate technology, it should always support the learning experience. So paano ba yon? Gamit po itong third model. Sa third model, meron siyang tatlong component na importante, yung social presence, cognitive presence, teaching presence. That is according to the community of inquiry model ni Garrison, Anderson, and Archer. Sa social presence, syempre nandun dapat yung participation ng mga learner. Sa cognitive presence naman, ito po yung mga pinag-aaralan ng mga teachers, no? So through asynchronous or synchronous mode. And then there is the teaching presence, yung teacher mismo, yung resource speaker natin, paano ba siya nagtuturo. Okay? So, yung basis ng lock session practice ay ito, di ba? Usually, we do a planning, nagkakandak na tayo ng implementation, and then there is evaluation after the implementation process. So, kami po, yung fourth framework natin ay, ang binago po namin or in-improve namin ay yung implementation process. So, nandito po yan, no? Dito po namin in-embed iyon para mag-come up po kami ng panibagong framework. Okay, and then of course, to check the impact of this design, kinakailangan nating i-evaluate yan. By means of what? Conduct po tayo ng research. Ayan, dalawa po yan, quantitative and then qualitative. Sa quantitative, yung acceptability, gaano ba ka-acceptable yung online lock sa mga teachers? Doon naman po sa qualitative, ano ang tingin ng teacher sa online lock? Tingnan po natin ang result. Okay, ito po yung mga literature review o mga literature na ginamit po namin. Si Garb, kay Tong, and then kay Powell and Budur, no? So nakalagay po dito kay Garb, the teacher's professional development could be effective if it should be content focused, there is collectivity, there is coherence in the lesson, and then the duration, there is duration and active learning. So yun yung mga factors na binanggit niya para maging effective daw po yung online lock. Kay Tong naman po, for PD to be effective, it should give convenience to the teacher. It should also have a quality content, and then yung way ng delivery natin. And then, syempre, dapat na-overcome ng teachers yung technology difficulties. And then kay Powell naman po, binanggit po niya dito na yung online lock naman po ay dapat relevant sa mga teacher. It should also possess what? Authenticity. Nagagamit ba ito ng guro o magagamit ba ng mga guro? Ayan, ngayon, magagamit ng mga guro kasi ito po yung ina-apply natin. And then collaboration and interaction, reflection, and content. Yun po yung mga iba pang factors na binanggit niya. Ito po yung ginamit namin sa quantitative. As to the qualitative, ito naman po yung ginamit nating mga literature. So yung kay Baran and Katighay, or Kagilitay, and then Holmes and Marrero. So, kay Baran, ang sabi niya dito, based on teacher's opinion, online PD have content. O yan di ba kino-compliment na lang yung kanina. And then, syempre, yung daw delivery ay nagmamatter din sa kanila. And then, the design should include occasional face-to-face. O di ba parang yung ginagawa lang natin ngayon, na-imagine na natin yan. At nakaka-relate tayong lahat. And then, it should be usable. And then, yung preference sa technical difficulty ng technical difficulty ng technology na ating gagamitin. As to Holmes, ayan, binanggit naman po niya na dapat nag-i-involve ng real-time daw po yung design natin ng online lock. Kasi nga po, di ba, magkakalayo, tapos parang feeling mo mag-isa ka lang na nag-aaral. So, dapat meron ding touch na parang nandun kayo, mararamdaman nyo yung presence ng isa't isa. As to Marrero, so binanggit niya po dito that there should be interaction among educators and then there should be immediate feedback at saka yung flexibility ng course structure. Pwede ka mag-aral anytime, anywhere. Tingnan natin kung yan ay nasunod. As to the findings of our quantitative study, so dun sa planning, na-perceive ng mga teachers, yung acceptability nila ay ito. So yung online lock is moderately acceptable to very highly acceptable. As to the implementation, online lock is acceptable to very highly acceptable. And then as to evaluation, it is moderately acceptable to very highly acceptable. Pero ano naman po ang perception ng mga teachers matapos nilang maranasan yung online lock na yon? And then what aspect of online lock session using FB or Facebook as an LMS did the teachers find most challenging or rewarding and why? So we use phenomenology as our strategy to check the first person point of view. And then this is how we gather our data. So, ayan po. Tignan nyo na lang po. Meron tayong iba't ibang process paano namin na-gather yung data. And then, we interviewed a particular teacher. Tawagin natin siyang Jen. Gamit po ang Facebook Messenger. And then, ito pong kanyang sagot ay ini-interpret naman po ng mga researchers. Ito po yung mga theme na lumabas. As to usefulness, sa pananaw po ng teacher, lock helps teachers to improve. Bakit po? So according po dyan, meron pong statement si Jen na nagsasabi po na lock session is good. It helps the teacher improve himself or herself. So the class does not become traditional. So yun po yung pananaw niya. Pangalawa, ang sabi po niya, application of lesson from online lock session. Sabi po ni Jen, I like the presentation of lecture in Unit 4. I want to learn that and apply that to my teaching. So yun po. And then third, FB account is accessible, useful in interaction and information. Di ba, binanggit po ng mga literature kanina na kinakailangan, ito yung characteristics ng mga ng online professional development program natin. So, ayan po, nagko-complement naman po yan dun sa binabanggit po ni Jen. And then, another reason, interaction daw, it is rewarding. I'm happy when our resource speakers interact with our statement. I'm pleased to know that our ideas are valuable to them. So yun, nagkakaroon ng interaction. Actually, dito po ay hindi nila nakita ng personal yung mga resource person, but they interacted synchronously via an exchange in Facebook, synchronous exchange in Facebook. And then, sabi pa po dito, under usefulness, they can study anytime, anywhere. So, yun daw po yung advantage because they can bring their phone. Another identified theme. So, yung barrier daw, schedule. I was not able to join due to schedule. Kanina sa face-to-face, hindi naka-join dahil din sa schedule. Ito naman, hindi pa rin siya nakaka-join dahil din sa schedule. Bakit kaya? Sabi niya, I cannot join all the time because I go home late already at pagod na raw siya. Hindi na raw po siya nakakapagbasa at hindi na rin po siya pag-answer. And then pagdating po ng umaga, marami pa po siyang gagawin. So, yung time niya, time management po yung sekreto dito. Sabi niya, my time is mismanaged already. So, sa dami-dami ng ginagawa niya, dumadagdag pa raw po yung mga activity na kinakailangan niyang gawin dahil nga po dun sa online lock. Ito yung mga barriers nga po kasi bakit hindi nagiging successful o bakit hindi magiging successful yung design. Sabi niya, yung slow feedback is another barrier. Kasi nga po, di ba, kapag asynchronous, kapag may tanong siya, hindi agad-agad nasasagot. Kasi nga po, pag hindi online yung teacher, hindi masasagot yung tanong niya. Okay, so dito na natin pwedeng i-apply yung 3 forms of interaction. Pwede natin ditong gamitin yung learner to learner, no? Para total, this is a collaborative activity, this is an exchange of learning. So kapag slow ang feedback, pwede natin yang i-improve. Okay? Next, no internet connection. Ayan po yung magiging palagi naman nating problema pagdating po sa online lock. Isa pong problem yan. So ito po ay maaari nating gawing area of concentration if we were going to improve the instruction. Another, team preference. So yung schedule daw ng lock session ay kinakailangan pa nating pag-aralang mabuti para hindi nga po nagko-conflict sa mga schedule ng teacher. And then the interaction and collaboration, ito daw yung preference nila. I'm happy when our resource speaker interact with our statement. And then it's best if we do that all together. Learning new skills. Siguro po dito yung application ng synchronous at asynchronous ay kinakailangan nating pag-aralan mabuti para at least masatisfy po yung ating mga learners, yung ating mga teacher learners. And then, another preference identified ay yung immediate response. Binanggit na natin kanina kapag po hindi online ng teacher, hindi agad-agad masasagot. So, siguro po as an online teacher, nakita niyo po yung ginagawa natin ngayon doon sa ating Google Classroom. Hindi naman all the time ay online kami. Kaya meron po tayong FAQ section. And then, it should be discipline-based. So, yung TLE kasi yung ginamit na grupo dito ay TLE. So, meron dong IA, meron dong AA, meron dong HE, tapos ICT. Yun lang siguro kung mag-uusap sila at i-apply nila yung kanilang pinag-aralan, HE to HE, IA to IA, AA to AA. But anyway, yung pinag-aralan naman po nila dito ay in general. Nag-acquire po kami ng skills, gamit nga po ICT skills, gamit nga po yung OER. And then, it should be more on content. So, yung 1 week, parang nabitin po, ano? Sabi niya, although siguro merong conflict with the schedule, pero na-enjoy niya kung paano ginagawa yung online lock process na dinesign. Okay. To improve the practice, here are our recommendations. Una, we can anchor online lock in the overall school goal. Pangalawa po, kinakailangan natin strengthen yung needs assessment natin, yung process, by including all the findings, di ba, ng mga department doon sa kanilang lock. So, pwede nating gawin yon into one at ilagay natin sa ating school improvement plan. And then, there should be consistency of the online lock topics or content for the improvement nga po ng ating K-12 program. And then we can also invite specialist kasi binanggit po ni Jen kanina na gusto niya yung parang pagdating sa TLE, interdiscipline. So, kung HE yung topic nila, HE po yung ating specialist na i-invite. And then for the last word, ito nga po, to collaborative team members, completing one another is more important than competing one another. So, I know kakaiba po yung ating kinakaharap na sitwasyon ngayon. I hope natuto po kayo dun sa aking ibinigay na example. At ang new normal, even matapos ang pandemic na to, ay mananatili. So, i-embrace natin ito, tingnan natin yung magandang area na pwede nating i-improve. So, muli, maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig.